And let's introduce the players. On the left side of your screen, in the forward position from Germany, please welcome Tran. And our goalie out of Romania, a big round of applause for Ecaterina Sarbulescu. And in the forward position on the right side of the screen, please welcome Isabelle Stelly. And her goalie, also out of the United States, Iveta Moore. Referee for the match, the world's referee, Tom Yore. Best 3 games out of 5. Good luck, players.
Oh, I love it when that guy does those boxing type announcements. I'm just a fan.
Michael Buffer.
Yeah.
The Buffers.
All right. It's the women's doubles final. We've got Isabelle Stelly, second place finisher this week in women's singles in the forward position. Iveta Moore, the wife of Ryan Moore, on the right side. Iveta, now a United States citizen, I believe, after coming originally, I believe, from Slovakia. Tran, the forward on the left, out of Germany, one of the great all-around players, maybe the best all-around player among the lady players, multi-table in the world, and her partner, Kati Sarbulescu.
It's really hard to call a favorite in this gym because on the right side you got Isabelle and Iveta. These are their home tables now. They play a lot of Tornado. But you got the multi-table world champions on the left side of the table who play like a well-oiled machine all the time. I mean, to win a multi-table world championship is a big deal. So you can't really call it a favorite.
No, I don't know that there is a favorite in this match. And again, you know, Isabelle Stelly, Iveta Moore. We know what we're getting from Iveta. She's very consistent. Isabelle is showing herself to be one of the great lady Tornado players and certainly one of the rising stars on the American tour at the very least. But again, like you said, a well-oiled machine over there on the left side.
And another thing I want to point out here is the road to get here. Izzy and, I'm calling her Izzy, and Iveta just beat Hannah and Sullivan in 5 games to get here, which is the tough road to get here, right?
The accomplishments of the team on the left have been well documented, but they have never won a Tornado championship. This would be a big deal for them to be able to come over here and win on Tornado specifically. They're both, of course, very good Tornado players and have proven that in multi-table events. And as you mentioned earlier, Lynn came over and had was it pro singles she won?
Yeah, she won pro singles in Las Vegas against a hammer field of male pros.
Oh, man, yeah.
It was her 5-bar.
But this would be quite a nice accomplishment on their resume.
And it's easy to think of it in the inverse when someone from the U.S. goes overseas and wins another tables championship. And that's what they're here from Germany. They're here from Germany and Romania to win on another table, right?
Yeah, when you think about it from that point of view, Tony Sprademan has won a couple of Leonhardt World titles. Ryan Moore has won on Roberto Sport. Billy Pappas, Garlando, and a couple of others. And that one sent back into the goal by Isabelle's 5. A defensive goal from the quick-handed lady from Louisiana, who is really rising up the rankings quickly.
She's second in singles.
Finals of singles and doubles.
Right.
But back comes Lynn, whose 5-row is so consistent. Quick shot near side, taken away by Iveta.
We could reflect a little bit on Kathy's background. She's a Bonzini home table. She has Tony Sprademan now in her hometown. She prepares and works really hard on her game on multiple tables. Tran is a professional foozer. That's her craft. She travels all around playing all the different tables. Leonhardt's her home table.
But she does even more than that with marketing, with branding. She's
Sponsors.
a true professional
speaking.
player.
She speaks professionally as a professional athlete. But let's go back to other influences. Isabelle Stelly, her companion right now is the world champion Brandon Munoz. So she's playing a lot of foosball against incredible talent. And, of course, Iveta Moore is married to Ryan Moore. So you have a ton of experience.
A couple of pretty good training partners right there, right?
The best training partners on the planet. Yeah. Right, the speed, and they get used to playing at a pace that others we never get to play unless we see them at a major championship, right?
Set.
Lynn will put the ball back into play, trailing 1-0 here in the first game. and strokes it home near side. That's just a great possession. She makes the pass. She gets possession. She calls timeout, takes her time, and then drills that near side.
You know what happens here too, Jim? You get a little more adrenaline, a little more kick, a little more oomph in your step. If you're rising to the occasion,
Yeah.
you get a little more snap on everything.
No, for sure. And it's just a matter of managing that, right? But, you know, when you're a pro foosball player, when you have been in this situation, in the lights and the cameras in front of a big crowd with what's at stake, you learn to manage that. I mean, you have to.
I clearly remember a social media post of Mylin. She was working at Apple, and she gave up her job at Apple to get an office space, and she has a foosball table in there, and that's where she works out of that office to promote her foosball professional career. That's taking risk, right?
It really is, but it's also following your love, your dream, you know, and that's really what life's about. And it's great that she has acknowledged very early on that it's important to enjoy what you do. And it's a lesson I want to give my kids. You find something you love and you find a way to make a living at it. And it seems to be working well for Mylin. And nice pass here. Again, that well-oiled machine, the chemistry that these two have. And she drills that near corner to make it 2-1.
Let's talk about the brilliance of Ecaterina. Sarbulescu won a championship at the World Cup in Nantes with her partner Anna, where she did a lot of shooting in that. But she's playing with Mylin now. Guess what she's doing? She's trying to get Mylin the ball because Mylin is a possession player who will get the ball on her 5-bar and pass and score. So she's just laying it up there. Ooh, Mylin looked the other way. What a rare lapse in focus for Mylin.
For sure. Here's Isabelle. Again, Isabelle Stelly, still really an infant when it comes to pro foosball. The game is there. The skills, the level, the quality of her athleticism is high end. But there's more to it than that, and that's coming for Isabelle. Just having to deal with these sorts of situations really for the first time. This is it's a little bit bigger than maybe what she's used to. The show, the presentation, etc.
I'm pretty sure she's still a teenager. She's either like 18 or 19 years old. Now, when I was 18 or 19 years old, I was eating cardboard boxes. I'm sure I had the maturity of a 9-year-old. I would not. I mean, she's out here in this big stage, executing under incredible stress for a World Series championship.
2-1 lead early on for Mylin Tran and Ecaterina. Sarbulescu taken away here by Stelly.
Rare
and turnover. Call timeout.
Rare turnover for Cathy. She doesn't really turn the ball over like that.
All you have to do, and we've had some great close-ups from Foos TV here this weekend, where they're up close and personal, and we really have seen the emotions and the thoughts of these individual players. But one thing, the common denominator here is that you can see what this means. You can see this. This is not something light. This is something big. Winning a Tornado World Series is a big deal.
Man, this production is so good by Foosball TV. Easily the best foosball production, streaming production or otherwise. What an incredible job they're doing. We're happy to collaborate with them with Inside Foos.
Isabelle will put the ball back into play. Quick shot far side, blocked by Caddy. Rebound comes back to Stelly. Isabelle to the near side. And the one thing you kind of want to get away from, and it's something natural, is just shooting a shot because. You always want to know why you're going far side, why you're going near side, why you're going down the middle, why you're throwing these fakes in, or why you're taking X amount of time. And that's one of the things we've been so impressed with young Stefan Burmettler, 17-year-old. And he seems to know why he's doing almost everything. But it's an easy trap to kind of get in there and hope that something is going to work. Whereas what you really need to do is know that it's going to work and expect it to work, and with intent like that.
That was an open-handed near side. She saw the dead bar post, and she realized it was an opportunity. There was nothing blind about that.
Nope.
It was completely calculated.
Totally was. And a lot of it is just reading the situation, understanding what's really going on. Oh, tucking that one down the middle beautifully. Watch this. The angle just so slight. Such precision from Mylin Tran. 4-1 lead for Tran and Sarbulescu. What this would mean for these two ladies to win this title on American soil. And that was stuffed back into the goal.
Second stuff.
By Stelly.
Their 2 points are stuffs.
Both of them.
Right.
Caddy knows. Probably not a good choice.
she's not having her best start, it's still 4-2. She turned the ball over. She got stuffed twice.
Yeah, Lynn Tran has been sensational. And the 5 has been so good, so consistent today, and a chance to put away game number 1 here for Lynn Tran of Germany. She walks it against Stelly, who is back there defensively, and then calls, of course, a timeout. It's the ITSF World Series here in Dallas, Texas. Boy, that's fun to say.
Yeah, what a dream come true for there to be a Tornado World Series, for it to be in the right spot. It's been an amazing day. We've had, for the first time ever, I believe, the manufacturers of Tornado, the ownership group came to the tournament, to see it.
Yeah.
Accepted an award and spent time here today. It was amazing.
I think they see. They finally are, or not say finally, but they do see it, that that their involvement could be key to moving forward in this direction, which eventually you would think is going to only sell them more products, which is really what they're about, of course. They're business people. This is Iveta playing the forward position, picking it up, setting it up, and stroking it home near side. Iveta Moore. You don't lose much here because Iveta also a very good forward as she finds that near corner.
A top-ranked forward. She won designated mixed. Designated mixed.
I think she's a little underestimated, frankly. I think 100%. She's underappreciated. And the steal here.
The 4-1 comeback. 4-1 comeback. Brewing right now.
They were down 4-1, and now a chance to make it 4-4 for Iveta. There's Caddy to make the block and take it away.
So Kathy's got a probably not doesn't want to put anything over the middle.
Not down the middle. That's right.
Look for her to look for the clear.
Just that little zone breaker there. No danger to that one. And then the bounce through the lane by Tran. Looking to put away game number 1 against Isabelle Stelly. Lynn Tran. Stokes it home to the far side.
Enthusiasm. You hear the energy, man. You love that.
You think she wants it?
You love to see the passion. And how about Kathy dodging a bullet, man? She got stuffed twice and coughed the ball up. And they pull it out 5-3.
Look at that. Look at the reaction from Lynn Tran here as she scores it. And then
look at it. I love that. So good. We love to see passion and emotion on the table. Yeah.
She is a warrior.
What a high level of play.
1-0 lead.
So, you know, the great equalizer is the 5-bar. The 5-bar is such an important part of the game because where the ball starts.
Yeah.
And Lynn Tran, who's put the 1,000 hours, I think, already into the 5-bar. Yeah. Because that's how she dominated pro singles when she won it in all the Hall of Fame.
So consistent. It keeps it pretty basic, but gets a great read. And again, knows why she's doing what she's doing.
And she just keeps getting the ball over and over. She'll openly admit.
She'll wear you down.
She'll openly admit her weakness is her 3-bar, but her 3-bar is pretty damn good. And guess what? It's pretty damn good when you get 2 extra possessions every single.
That's right.
You know. She's a beast, man. And she's had some. We've seen her play and not play great earlier, but this is what you want when someone's putting it all together. All that said, Isabelle and Iveta, you can't count them out. It's only one game. Only one game.
But the experience on the left side, the experience with winning and competing in high-level events on the left side is off the charts. As we get game 2 underway, Stelly returning to the forward position. Can't connect through that high lane. It comes back to Caddy. Taking her time, that sends it down the middle, caught by Tran. Lynn going to look at that near side. Iveta is showing it to her. She's going to wait it out, then Iveta does take it away nicely. Stelly. Almost a steal, and it is eventually a steal by Tran. Lynn fakes, and then tried to take it out to that far side, and Iveta able to make the block. She'll put it back into play. No score here in the second. 1-0, 1 set to nothing in favor of Tran and Sarbulescu.
Tried to stuff her and got blocked on her stuff.
And Isabelle's going to get a rare possession. Quick shot far side, rimmed it off the post.
He's hitting the ball with great enthusiasm. It's just rimming in. It's rimmed the corner multiple times.
However, also in that possession, opening up game 2 after a loss, I'd like to see her kind of bring everything to kind of a halt, take your time, and then work the goal, and then execute something like that.
Iveta picking up a couple blocks here.
And she's going to do that. She's going to adapt and has done so far.
Ooh. A lot of pressure on Kathy right now to clear the ball. And she's generally very good at it.
Now the pass near side. Again, the familiarity of partners. See Lynn going away from that near side because she feels like Iveta is baiting her for it and baiting her for it, and she is. That shot down the middle almost again caught by Lynn.
One other impressive thing about this, Lynn and Kathy have had challenges, not unlike Tony Spreedeman, adjusting because they were at the Bonzini World Series Championship about a week ago.
Yeah.
And so they've had to adjust from Bonzini.
And that pass up the table, angled in, redirected in. Watch this. The redirection right between.
They've had to adjust from Bonzini to the Tornado, which is probably the hardest adjustment. What did you say?
Oh, yeah.
And they've had problems, the base of the man, the feel of the ball, all that stuff. I think this is where they're dangerous. They're adjusted by now.
Yeah. And again, I wouldn't call them problems. I call them challenges, and it's what every multi-table player has to go through, and it's 2-0, and we're going to get a switch. Stelly moving back, Iveta moving forward. All the momentum on the left side of the table right now is it's 2-0 here in the second game. In favor of Tran and Sarbulescu.
This switch is a resignation switch. What I mean by that is Isabelle Stelly played forward the whole win versus Sully and Hannah. They've decided right now that it's not going to work that way.
Tran tried to come near side off the corner. Looked like the hole was there. You saw her reaction.
I don't mean resignation as in giving up. I mean resignation as in they've decided Iveta's probably the better forward.
That's right.
Yeah.
A beautiful brush up here by Iveta. Who rocks and finds that hole far side. Nicely done. And again, they are capable of winning this championship with Iveta at forward as well. But they got to find a way to stop this lady. And Isabelle hoping to do that defensively.
A rare missed catch.
Here's Stelly. And Kati. Sends that one on goal. Stelly. Iveta couldn't hold on to it. Tran will gently brush it through. Shooting against Stelly and hammering it home far side. Again, aggressive to the corners. Mylin Tran.
Well-oiled machine for sure. This is a team that knows each other and is clicking on all cylinders right now.
Yeah, and there's something to be said. You know, when we talk about like the NBA, right? A team that has never gotten there is not going to win the championship, generally speaking. A team that hasn't at least lost in the semis or in the finals and learned what it takes to be a champion isn't going to win. These two have been through the wars. They have competed at the highest level for a number of years together as a team. Nothing is going to faze them. They're going to keep moving forward, keep doing their thing. They're very comfortable with each other. And you've got to find a way as their opponent to derail that. You have to find a way to change things up for them, not allow them to be comfortable.
When you talk about adjusting, I've been to the multi-table world championship. Going from your table to another table every 2 points,
Oh, it's crazy.
to me is bananas.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine. Like, I have a hard enough time going from forward to goalie without rewiring my brain. Now you're going to make me play a different table? Are you crazy?
Yeah.
It's unreal what these guys and gals do at the highest levels, winning that thing.
Yeah.
What they do at that.
Again, it was rough early on when the multi-table format first came about in the early to mid 2000s. It was almost impossible for these guys. They had to, like I say, shoot a push shot on Bonzini because they weren't comfortable with it.
Yeah, push kicks. I saw Billy's trying to shoot push kicks. So when you play, we might be leaving people out. The multi-table world championship, you play 2 points on your home model table, and then 2 points on the other table up to a certain number amount.
And it goes 1-1-1-1, and it's crazy.
Crazy.
It's amazing is what it is that these players can do it, and there are a lot of multi-table players now who can do that, including the two ladies on the left. You have to be able to do it. You know, and to some degree, foosball is foosball, but the characteristics of each table are so different that the physical side of it also has to factor in. Right now it's 4-1 in favor of Tran and Sarbulescu. And Linh has that one blocked and taken away by Moore. Now what I do expect to happen if Iveta and Isabelle don't come back here in this second game, I do expect Isabelle to return to forward in the third, but we'll see. Shooting the pull shot and somehow finding the hole to that short side. Kind of angled it just a little bit.
If they show her head nod, she had no idea it was going to go there. She had a little head nod like, I'll take it.
It's 4-2. Iveta digging defensively and gets back to the wall to take it away from Tran, and that's maybe what you really need to do is just keep it away from Linh as much as possible on that 3-rod, if you can. 5-row D, still maybe the most underrated part of the game, but maybe the most important part of the game, and 2 in a row from Iveta. This rolling pull shot makes it 4-3.
Timeout. You knew it was coming because she's not going to get caught up in that. You knew it was coming. Linh Tran, you knew that timeout was coming because it's the right thing to do.
Yep, for sure.
2 quick points. I don't need to have that in my head while I'm passing the 5-bar.
Yeah, you know, back when I was a player long ago in ancient history, I always really focused on 5-man defense. I always felt like that's what would win you tournaments. That's what won local level, regional level, national, international. 5-man D, because it's so difficult. It's the most difficult part of the game.
It is.
Right now, Iveta really focused on that, but Linh able to go through that double high lane. She'll set it up, looking to claim game number 2 right here. Linh Tran hammering it home to the far side. It's 2-0 as Linh Tran continuing to show you why she is probably the best all-around lady player in the world.
I've had it explained to me that 5-bar defense is more difficult than goalie defense because in 5-bar defense, you have about 10 different positions to block with 1 man, unless you compress the bumper and block the lane pass with your second man.
Yeah.
You have 1 man to block 10 positions. If you think about regular goalie defense, you have 2 men to block roughly 3.5 positions.
That's right.
So it's more difficult to block a 5-bar pass than it is.
But if you're good at it, I mean, ask guys like Tommy Atkinson, who has the great defensive 5.
Right,
Tony, of course.
right.
You know, look at the greatest champions of all time, and I guarantee you, they all had good defensive 5-rows. As great as Terry Moore's offensive 5 was, he was really good on the defensive side of the ball as well.
Well, that's what turns it. That's what turns it into a craft. Nuance, tells, what can they do from what positions. You talk to the master players, and they'll tell you that I figure out very quickly within a few balls, a few possessions, what this person can and can't do from what positions.
That's right.
What kind of player they are. They take that thing away.
You isolate it down
Right.
to this certain window that you have to look at.
Right. If you're in the high lane, he's probably going to do either a high up or a really steep down. I can get those both from this position with my man forked out. If he moves the ball super fast, it's only going to be something below the wall. A brush down or a quick wall pass. They isolate you down, they break you down, and then they take that away from you and force you to do something different.
A bit surprising that Iveta Moore is continuing the forward position. Not to diminish her at all, but I just feel like the fact that they have played most of this tournament, I believe, with Stelly playing forward, I might have stuck with that configuration.
The 2 quick points might give them the illusion that that's why they should stay.
Maybe so. Yeah, that's a great point. And you see Iveta continuing to do a good job defensively on that 5-row. Somehow you got to keep the ball away from this lady on that 3-row if you can.
Oh.
Bounce pass, brush, gets through.
What a beauty.
Here's Linh. And she strokes it home far side. It's 1-0. Again, always with purpose, always with intent. Linh Tran and the steal here. She works the mouth of the goal and calls timeout. That's a great call. Let's maintain the momentum that we have acquired over these last 2 games. Let's play it smart. That is a truly master timeout right there. Johnny Horton.
She's she's Vietnamese by ethnicity,
Yep.
Tran, but she's as German as they come, man. She's like German-made, dude. Like her attention to detail, discipline, organization approach is so German, and in the best of ways. I mean that respectfully.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, BMW. Back down the middle comes Tran. It's all about engineering, right?
Frankenstein. What? Oh, man. Let's see what Lynn does next.
Isabelle back there making a second block in a row. It remains 1-0 here in the third. Jim Stevens, Mark Torres, Julian Boardman, Daniel Sorger, Israel. I don't know his last name.
The beautiful Israel. You haven't seen this guy.
Wayne Ritchie working the board as
there's again that open-handed.
it's 2-0, and what a performance here in this final from Lynn Tran and Ecaterina Sarbulescu. Looking to come back if they can. Iveta finds the short side of the goal with a pull shot. Back and forth, and then down the middle.
Yeah, tight split shot. You guys don't know what we're talking about. Israel is our sound engineer.
Yep.
He has a mane of brown hair, and he looks like an angel. And you have to see him at some point. We'll post a picture of the dude. A halo.
With his permission, of course. And back comes Tran as after that last score from Iveta, Mylin says, oh yeah, take this. It's 3-1.
Oh,
The rolling pull shot rattles
no
off
medal.
both posts.
No medal. And Tom didn't call. I don't think there was medal. I think it rimmed
no
in
medal.
out.
That was not a goal.
Both posts.
Doesn't come any closer, though. Catty has done a nice job of clearing the zone after those two early stuffs. Isabelle looking to be offensive here.
Back to Israel. Imagine a werewolf and a unicorn had a baby. Anyway, let's focus.
Mylin. I think she heard you and kind of threw her off a little bit there.
Commanding lead here, though, and they have to pull a ton out to recover in this match.
However, is there really, as a player, you never want to look at it as commanding lead. You need to close the deal no matter what the score is, because how often do you see comebacks? And here's Iveta continuing to shoot the pull shot well.
What a beautiful, around the post.
3-2.
Not necessarily a dead bar shot, but around the post, a deep, long pull shot.
Tran trying to brush it down, stolen away by Iveta. And again, you know, when I talked about the fact they should probably switch back, it's only because they had played mostly in that configuration. Right. And I said it earlier, they are capable of winning this championship with Iveta as forward. She's that good.
It's kind of tough when you score a couple here and there. We talked about that with the pull shot. When you just score just enough, you don't switch to your other shot. We saw Bert Mittler make that adjustment and switch to his rollover. This is a tough one because, right, you got to say Iveta scoring just a little bit better than Isabella was. But they're not playing the 5-bar like Lynn is. And as long as Lynn continues to control you from the 5-bar. And we've seen a couple other things, too. Lynn would go on a run and I don't know, pass 2 or 3 or 4 in a row and then drop a couple passes, and they come back and still pass and score to finish the game.
Yeah.
So it's very tough when Lynn's hot like this, man. It's tough to make decisions for the other team.
3-2 lead for Lynn Tran and Kati Sarbulescu. That one up the table off a man and in, and just like that, it's 3-3, and that's getting the crowd back into it, the American crowd.
You just get the feeling, though, that Lynn responds well to that kind of
Let's
thing.
See. Lynn tried to go through the high lane, blocked by Moore, and we talked about it earlier. You got to play the 5. You got to play defensive 5. Oh, that's a nice view there. Nicely done, guys, as we see her pass it along that wall. And shot down the middle, blocked by Stelly and retrieved by Isabelle. A window of opportunity here for Iveta Moore and Isabelle Stelly as they try to get back into this women's doubles final. Watch the 5-row D. But Lynn through that high lane, that's always the zone killer. See if she uses a timeout here or just goes for it. She tried to go for it at that far post, sit forward, and then grabbed by Iveta. Moore working that near side and is able to rattle it through. Iveta. They were down 3-1. It's now 3-3, and Iveta wisely calls time out.
Love these camera angles, these camera views. We see the focus of the players. You can read into their eyes, man. I forget the stat now, but so much of human communication is in the face and the mannerism with the eyes. And that's just the look of intense focus.
You saw her kind of reviewing what had happened here previously, didn't you? You kind of said, okay, I saw this, she did that.
Exactly.
So I'm going to come with this if she gives me that. As Iveta now will set the ball back up in pull shot position. Fakes. Try to come down the middle, blocked and taken away by Caddy. Caddy takes a quick look up the table, then send it along the inside wall. Nice save there by the quick-handed Stelly. Isabelle sends that one down the middle off a man off the outside wall. Caddy there to make the block and the save. Sarbulescu looking to pass near side. It's Stelly who ends up with it. Shot down the middle, rattles towards the goal. Caddy keeps it out. Trying to pass it along the near wall, taken away by Moore. Iveta. Tried to go to the straight hole. Caddy looking for it, makes the block and takes it away.
Can you see the Ryan Moore influence in the way she moves the ball back and forth? Just looking for a John Wayne, and you'd be like, okay, there it is, man.
Caddy just looking to clear, does get it into the hands, the left hand of her partner, Linh Tran. Then brushes down, looks to brush up, and then goes right back down.
One of the most effective places for the ball to be for Linh is the 5-bar.
Tran. It's championship point for Linh Tran and Kati Sarbulescu as Tran waits and then drills that near corner. Back comes Moore, stroking it home. It's 4-4. The American crowd getting into it as she drills that long pull shot. 4-4, it remains championship point for Tran and Sarbulescu. And the timeout called here by Linh. We got comments?
We do got some
We
in here.
do.
Let's take a quick
Anything?
browse here. You're welcome. We're showing it on Twitch. It's great. Thank you. Yep. Miss hit split for sure. Go Tran. Might want to watch that 2-inch rolling pull. And then Merguez party. Not familiar with what that is, but we'll take your word for it.
Everybody's had a timeout.
All right. No timeouts remaining for either team, as you heard Tom Yours say. Linh Tran has possession on the 5. We'll put it back into play after the timeout. It remains championship point for Tran and Sarbulescu. Tried to brush it through the lane. Moore got a man on it. Linh tried to brush it through off the man. Linh Tran now with a chance to win the championship. Shooting against Isabelle Stelly, my Linh Tran. Shot attempt far side, blocked by Stelly. Rebound comes back to Caddy. Remember, no timeouts remaining on either side of the table. And stuffed back into the goal by Iveta. It's 2-1.
That was a high-risk liability right there. That was over the middle. I mean, that's a glory. You want to go for it, that's where you go for it. But when it comes back at you, that's what you were looking for.
Yeah, you know, Caddy is questioning that decision. It is now 2-1 in favor of Tran and Sarbulescu. Moore and Stelly now with a little bit of momentum heading into game number 4. And a nice job by Iveta Moore, both on the defensive 5 and on the offensive 3, to get the job done, to keep it away from Tran, and then when she did get possessions, to take advantage of them, Mark.
Yeah, no, and you know what? Kati is an incredible multi-table champion. She was a top-ranked women's player. She's not used to being a liability. And I don't want to call her that right now because they've gotten this far. But the first game they won in spite of her. She got stuffed twice and turned the ball over. And that ball she got stuffed on championship point. She got stuffed.
Yep.
And so,
but that was the only one I really questioned. After those 2 initial stuffs, she had really been much more careful, yet still being aggressive, still thinking along the lines of giving her partner opportunities and possessions. She just kind of at that stage probably made
a lapse.
poor decision, a bit of a lapse. Yep.
That would have been best served to get Linh. Just for those of you watching that may or may not be more versed in foosball, the idea is when you have a partner that has a great passing 5-bar, you do something that allows them to get another opportunity to pass.
That's right. Here we go. Fourth game underway. Tran puts it into play. And again, Iveta defending on the 5 and takes it away. Gosh, we talked about it early, 5-row defense, and Iveta has certainly shown that she can do that. She has certainly reduced the number of possessions for Linh Tran while getting a few of her own. That quick rolling pull shot taken away by Caddy. I can kind of promise you that Caddy will not be going down the middle again anytime soon, but let's see. Can you just clear it, and that's kind of what she needs to do, but she needs to do it in an unpredictable fashion.
Kind of a slider. Still a little risky, in my opinion. But
you do sense a little bit of a tide change, though, don't you? Just a little bit. We'll see. It's going to depend on this woman here, the forward. Can she get the ball? Can she put the ball in? Can't hold on to that pass. No score here in the 4th.
She's been working that brush down and getting it on the 2nd try, but still getting it.
That one just barely squeezed through as Tran will set it up against Stelly. Try to come near side. Isabelle with a block and then a hustling save to knock it off the table. And she'll put the ball back into play. And she is certainly capable of scoring back here as well, but the takeaway by Tran. Again, I'm a big fan, and this is something I always look at, Mark, and I know you're aware of it, having worked with me a lot of times. I'm a big fan, a big proponent of tempo, of establishing and holding on to tempo, which means there's times I want that goalie to take 14 seconds. I want, when you get the ball in that 3-row, I want you to kind of stop, take a breath, step away. Let's let that clock go a little bit. Let's establish the fact this ball is mine. As Iveta able to come down the middle to even it up as 1. This one off the man, but gets through anyway. It's 1-1. But I think, especially in certain situations, you have to have an awareness of that, about the tempo. Beautiful wall pass here by Tran. She's been working the brush series, goes with that quick wall here. She'll set it up against Stelly, looking to give her team the lead once again. Linh tried to take it out to that far side, taken away by Isabelle.
Wow. If Izzy can sop one in or get a couple in, we get a little momentum shift.
But I guess, what I see so often is, various levels, and at the top level less so. But players want to get it at goalie and just kind of get it out of there. And, to me, sit on the ball for a little bit. Take your time. Use your full complement of time. Establish that time of possession. I don't know this for sure, but I think, when you look at analytics, when you look at the stats of foosball, I think the team that has the ball the most is probably going to win more. I think there's a correlation there.
I think you're right, Jim. I think you're right, because what happens with time possession too is a psychological factor.
Yep.
You feel behind, and then you start acting like you play behind, and it makes you make decisions you shouldn't be making.
Yep. 1-1 here in game number 4. And a nice pass again, brushed up the table by Caddy to Linh, who seems to catch everything that Caddy tosses up there. Tran strokes it home near side. That's a great play from this multi-table world championship team. The pass and the score to make it 2-1. Iveta. Big ball here for Moore and Stelly. Iveta's long pull shot. Caddy out there. And this rolling pull shot gets through to make it 2-2. Brought it over twice. The second time was the charm. Even at 2 here in game number 4. 2 games to 1 lead for Linh Tran and Ecaterina Sarbulescu. And Tran able to cut that one back down the middle. Not sure that's exactly what she meant to do, but she'll take it.
Sometimes when you just hit it hard down the middle, those things are going to happen for you, right?
And the steal here by Sarbulescu, who had moved into the forward position. And And that's often the case. You move back there if you're Tran, you move back there for defensive purposes, thinking if she gets the ball on the 3, I'm going to be there to defend. But a lot of times it's that forward coming into the, or the goalie coming into the forward position whose 5-row D gives a different look and makes that steal and then allows the forward to return to the forward position, in this case leading 3-2. And the brush down, she can't connect.
Was there, she just mishit it.
Stelly. Sarbulescu. Oh, another great pass, but she can't hold on to it. Moore. Nicely done. A little bit of a fake down going up. And Iveta can tie it at 3 here in game 4. They've been playing 1 goal behind, like you've talked about earlier, but they have been able to overcome it, at least in that last game. However, it's taken away here by Sarbulescu. Will look to just clear it, almost gives it away.
She's struggling right now. She's not her usual self. Having a hard time.
But it's also probably her 5th best table, right?
Right,
You
for
know?
sure. No, 100%. She's amazing, man. She's an absolute animal, and I love her. She's just not having her best match right now. Clearing the ball.
And there's the John Wayne.
There's the John Wayne.
Watch this as she brings it over and fires it home. The Joan Wayne.
The Joan Wayne.
It's 3-3. I wonder where she learned that. It actually is surprising that most pull shooters don't use that option. Lynn coming right back, passing it through, setting it up. Does have timeouts remaining. And that shot attempt blocked and taken away by Stelly. And again, part of what I talked about earlier, establishing, holding on to tempo involves the use of timeouts. And Stelly makes her pay with this beautiful long pull shot.
This is that team that just does not go away. It's not going away.
Now they're just a goal away from sending it to game number 5. And a lot of it has been due to Iveta Moore's defensive 5. It has. And she makes the steal here. Iveta tried to come through the lane, taken away by Tran. Remember, Mylan, Tran, Ecaterina, Sarbulescu had a match point, had a championship point in that previous game, game number 3.
The 5-bar passing tightening up a little bit for Linh Tran.
Isabelle she needs to not be afraid of that long pull shot. Fortunate to get that one through. Picked up here by Iveta. Pass attempt. She's not able to hold on to it. It comes back all the way to her goalie, Isabelle, who will call time out.
Everybody's a little bit rattled right now. That ball's like a feather, and no one can catch it, man. That's the worst, dude.
The butterfly flittering around. You got your net chasing it. You can't quite get there.
That's the worst feeling, man. But hey, look, this is shaping up to be this team on the right is not going away. Isabelle, very quiet. Boom, long pull shot to make it 4-3. They're in the driver's seat for this game.
Well, we'll see. Of course, going up against such an experienced team, they do lead 4-3 as they look to extend this match to a 5th and final game if they can. Ball put back into play by Isabelle Stelly. Isabelle fires that pull shot up the table. Rebound grab by Sarbulescu. And the pass near side gets through to Tran. Mylan Tran. Tried to come back to that middle hole. You saw Isabelle baiting her for it the entire time. So let's see what Lynn processes here. Tried to bring it near corner, rattled it off the post. This is where, if you're a goalie,
slingshot.
You want to sit there. You want to sit on this ball. Let them think about the fact you just blocked it or the fact they just barely missed. Again, the pass attempt taken away here by Moore. Iveta tried to go through the high
I think
lane.
it was a 5-bar
Couldn't
shot.
connect.
Was it a 5-bar shot? I don't know.
I think it was a pass, but it did go on goal. Again, you see Caddy just trying to feed her partner. Boy, Iveta's defensive 5 has been sensational.
Ooh,
Can she reel it back in? She
Reel it
does.
in.
What a great catch.
the Massey, little English.
Tran. Stokes it home near side. It is again championship point.
Championship, you love it.
Championship point for Mylan Tran and Ecaterina Sarbulescu. Iveta trying to keep her team's hopes alive as she brushes it down along that near wall.
Rolling pull shot split. Does she have it?
Wanted a reminder of the John Wayne there. Let's see. Iveta tried to come down the middle, blocked by Cathy. Comes back and a rolling pull shot taken away by Sarbulescu. Remains championship point for the team on the left. And looking to pass, does clear it. It's picked up by Moore. Tried to go along the wall, blocked by Tran. Iveta. Again, Tran there defensively. That one gets through to Cathy. Iveta looking for that pass. And a timeout called here. That's a good call by Ecaterina Sarbulescu, as it's 4-4, and they were in this situation in the last game.
That's their last
Iveta
timeout.
was able to defend and stuff the shot by Caddy to keep their hopes alive.
Lynn saying, do that one that gets past the 3-bar. Just do that one, whichever one that was that clears that 3-bar.
They have one left remaining.
Look at the stress, man. That's a great view. Foosball TV with the incredible view of the players' emotions.
All 4 of them. This is so meaningful. As Caddy will put the ball back into play. Let's see what she decides to do. Almost turned it over, and she's fortunate to have that ball land on her partner's 5.
Mission accomplished. Oh,
A chance to win
the
it right here.
snappy. No timeouts.
For the win, Mylan Tran. Try to come near side, blocked by Stelly. Slices that one on goal. Caddy trying to go along the outside wall. The near side, Iveta not giving her that one. And then the little
for the
fake
middle.
down the middle. Tran had a chance to grab it, couldn't do so. And Iveta now in possession on the 5. She's had a couple of opportunities on the 3, and she'll get another one here to send it to game number 5 as she
Middle.
sets it up.
Middle.
And calls a second and final timeout.
The stress is all around. This match is playing dead even, like dead even. Catsy's got the pressure of her. We're championship point for the Tornado World Series, the inaugural, the first Tornado World Series.
10 seconds.
But having a tornado or having a World Series win of any kind on your resume is a big deal.
1,000%. Huge deal.
Both teams are out of timeouts. Let's play.
No timeouts remaining for either team as Iveta Moore puts the ball back into play. Moore. Tried to stroke that long, blocked by Caddy. It comes back to Moore. Watch the roller.
Watch, look out for that moving split.
And the long here again, taken away by Sarbulescu.
I like the shot. They were both on goal.
Yeah, John Wayne would have worked.
Yeah, no, the Joan. And now we got to worry about this machine.
Off the table, off the corner, and in.
Down 2
For
games to
Isabelle
0.
Stelly.
It's getting crazy. It's getting crazy up in here.
It's 2 games apiece.
We got to get Israel on the shot at some point. Just because, man. I'm married with kids. You look at Israel, you're like, man. Anyway, it's beautiful.
There is an attention deficit issue with you. You do know
For
that, right?
real. But look, check out that headband on Mylan Tran. I love that headband. She kills it with that headband. And Tom Yor, the great Tom Yor, he's like, you could never tell by looking at him, but he's like 7 vodkas in. You could never tell. I'm just kidding. I'm making stuff up. I'm making all this stuff up. There's no Israel. World Series, man. Tornado World Series 2024. Tornado World Series. Golden tickets handed out to the singles champions. We're going to a 5th game. Could you ask for more? Could you ask for more? The Germans, Fußball TV, giving us all these amazing views. It feels like 900 cameras, doesn't it?
You didn't tell us what you had for breakfast, but that's about the only thing you left out of that.
Eggs. You had the same breakfast I did. Come on, dude. That VIP lounge. Boom.
Yeah.
These are great views, man. We get to see the comeback kids down
Right.
2-0.
They won the last 2, barely, 5-4 and 5-4 to get back in the match. And a very compelling matchup here on table number 1. Mylin Tran will put the ball into play, opening up game number 5. It is win by 2 with a ceiling of 8 as Tran puts it into play. And again, one of the big keys has been the defensive 5 of Iveta Moore. We illuminated that early, and she has been able to really minimize the possessions of Mylin Tran. Trying to get that one off the wall, she finally does. Who's going to be the hero? And that one off the man again. That redirection, the pass straight up the table. And the reaction sends that ball into the goal.
It would be poetic if Cathy all of a sudden scored a couple, wouldn't it? Clean or not, if she scored a couple.
Iveta. And she tried to John Wayne, a great block by Cathy. And the beautiful pass, but Tran couldn't hold on to it on the 3. It does come back to Linh on the 5. She'll brush it through the lane and set it up looking for a 2-0 lead. But there is Stelly waiting for her on that far side of the goal. Isabelle captures the bouncing rebound. Shot attempt up the table will result in a possession for Iveta Moore.
Stelly really is on that 3-bar right now.
Iveta tried to go with a standard straight. Looked like the pole was there, but the shot rimmed off that near post.
It really was there. She hit it clean.
Iveta gets a piece of it. It's sent towards the goal. Cathy keeps it out, holds on to it. It's still 1-0 here in the 5th in favor of Tran and Sarbulescu. If I'm Isabelle Stelly, I'm just shooting pull shots. Getting back there and hitting shorts, mediums, longs. Varying my times. To the high lane. Almost felt like there was a little table movement there, but no call from Tom Yor, which means there wasn't any table movement.
No, Tom would call it, man. Tom's not afraid to make a call. One of the greatest, if not the greatest judge of all time, would you say, Jim?
Yeah. And the stroke and long pull shot here for Moore. We're even at 1 here in game 5.
You give her enough possessions. You give anybody enough possessions, they're going to score.
Yeah. Ready.
Mylin Tran, Ecaterina Sarbulescu won the first 2 games and had match points in both game 3 and game 4 and possessions to put the games away. Tran. Rocks. Tried to take it out to that far side, blocked by Stelly. I do like how much time Lynn took here. She'll get it back, reset it, take a look. Fake. Again, out to that far side. It's Stelly with those quick hands, able to make the block. The ball comes up the table to Iveta.
Moving the ball with enthusiasm. Where's that split, though? She's looking for it.
Looking very much like her husband, Ryan. It's strokes home the long. And for the first time in the match, Iveta Moore and Isabelle Stelly are ahead, leading 2-1 here in the 5th. What a turnaround. What a comeback. Linh crisply through the lane. And she hammers it home to that near side. It's 2-2. She took her time beautifully and hit the opening to tie it at 2 here in the 5th.
They're clearly in hostile territory because the celebration factor is 0 to 10 when Iveta scores.
Take away here by Tran. And the timeout called by Linh Tran, even at 2 here in the 5th, in a match that has turned into quite a confrontation.
This is a lot of fun, Jim. This level of foosball action, everything you're looking for. 5th game, back and forth, back and forth. Linh Tran losing an edge. Like that typically consistent 5-bar, losing an edge, but that last pass and score was a real snappy brush lane pass, real hard pull side, like she's back in it. You imagine she's back in it, but is it too little too late? Does she have Iveta hot now, right?
Yep. Yep.
Linh Tran will put the ball back into play. Brush it down along that near wall, and she'll set it up against Stelly, looking to regain the lead. They were down 2-1 here in this 5th game. And they're now up 3-2 as Tran able to find that hole down the middle. She went near side earlier, right down the middle here.
I love that we're seeing championship character. Ooh, fast.
Beautiful wall pass by Iveta.
Oh,
And
was
Moore
there.
rims that one off the post. Rebound picked up by Caddy. Caddy just looking to clear it, looking to get her partner the ball, but it's Iveta who ends up with it on the 5, but taken away by Tran as she tried to brush it down.
What I mean by championship character is the ebbs and flows of the match, and they could be a downward spiral that you don't recover from. Tran seems to have gotten back a little bit.
Keep bouncing back on both sides of the table. It's now 3-2. Isabelle Stelly in possession will call timeout. Remember, it is win by 2 in the 5th game with a ceiling of 8. Still upcoming, folks, the men's, the open doubles final. Ryan Moore, Kane Gabriel, Tony Spredeman, and Eric Hiltner.
10 seconds. 5 seconds.
Love the way Tom Yor manages a match. Really.
Yep.
Ball put back into play by Stelly. Isabelle brings that one across, goes wide of the goal. The rebound grabbed on the 5 by Tran. Can't connect on that pass through. Stelly got a piece of it on the return, then sent towards the goal by Moore, and then picked up here again by Stelly. And Isabelle very good at containing the ball when it comes back to her, and that's a huge asset for a goalie. Sending it along the outside wall, taken away here by Tran.
Nice.
Brush down, which has been her go-to all weekend long. Gets her a possession in a huge situation. Tran. Chokes it home near side. It is championship point once again for Linh Tran and Ecaterina Sarbulescu.
Yeah.
As they are now up 4-2, and Tran able to take it away here.
Is it going to be Lynn's 5-bar that just bails her out? They're like, hey, my 5 bars didn't go anywhere. Here
For
it
the
is.
win. Tran. Tried to bring it near side off the post.
She thought she had that one.
Run grab by Stelly. The crowd waiting to explode if Isabelle can score here. Tried to bring it down the middle, blocked by Linh. That one on goal, kept out by Caddy. Now, Caddy has had those 3 stops, but other than that, she has been pretty solid on both sides of the ball. And that one's going to get to the 3-rod once again of Tran. Another chance to win it for Linh Tran. Again, Stelly gets in the way.
You could hear a pin drop sometimes.
Yeah, it's almost too quiet. Looking at the banks, instead sends that one down the middle, swept away by Sarbulescu. And taken away by Moore. Going to cut the lead to 1. Iveta fakes the wane. That one, well, looked like it might have been there.
Yeah, she keeps barely missing that, rimming that corner on the long.
By the pressure on these ladies, if they acknowledge it, which not all players do. It's intense. And a beautiful pass by Caddy. Yet another opportunity for Tran, and this time she will call time out.
We're all real focused here. Can Linh put it away, or are we going to extend this another possession? If Iveta and Isabelle can
5 seconds.
keep clawing back into this match.
Timeouts, you have 1.
It has been an amazing, resilient performance from Iveta Moore and Isabelle Stelly. But another chance here for Tran to put it away. Linh. Shot near side, kept out by Stelly. Sent along the outside wall, intercepted by Tran. And that pass attempt. And another chance for Linh.
She just keeps getting the ball back.
Tran. Strokes it to that far side. It rattles home, and there it is. And finally, Linh Tran and Ecaterina Sarbulescu are able to come out on top.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's have a big round of applause for second place finishers, Iveta Moore and Isabelle Stelly. And your 2024 ITSF World Series Women's Doubles Champions, Linh Tran and Ecaterina Sarbulescu.